magic. If you have an oven door that looks like this, you don't have to. Take a look. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is that really what's happening? Does that really work? Was that really baked on there? Yes, yes, yes. That is food gravy baked on with a blowtorch. Actually, it's more baked on than anything would be at your house. I say that because as you watch all of that grime, that grease, that kind of grody stuff just meld away, you might be thinking that we're pulling one over on you or something and not doing a real demo. I'm telling you, that is more baked on than your typical home or apartment would ever be. This is the true miracle of GPS or GP66 GPS.
That's okay.
I always call it that.
No,
the GP66.
You have to get to the studio first. With the GPS. No, we're good. It's all right.
It is your set of 3 cleaner and degreaser. You guys, my biggest problem with GP66 is forgetting that it works on everything. So like I use all the laundry and then I'm like, oh, I should have done the GP66. Once you use this, you never go back. It is an incredibly powerful cleanser. And I want to show you something. Oh, good, I get to hold this. I've been seeing the other hosts show. I want to show you, you're getting 3.
Yep.
For the price of 1.5.
Yes. I want to thank my artist, Jolie. She's one of our helpers today. She did this bottle. Looks perfect. Thank you, Jolie.
For the price of 1.5, you get 3. Normally, they're about $20 a piece. Guess what? You are getting, so retail value about $60. You're getting all of these for under $35. So we're talking about $11 and change a bottle. But it is a miracle cleaner, not just in the kitchen, on vehicles, walls, leather. You can clean leather, you can clean a deep fryer.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
So what is this?
It is, in my 23 years here, I've been so lucky to have done this. It is one of my 3 favorite products of all time. It is right there with the Frost Guard, the Bissell Quick Steamer, great American company out of Baltimore, Maryland, made in the USA, a name you can trust here for over 13 years, over 3 million bottles sold because it does what we say it does. It is, simply put, the best degreaser degrimer I have ever seen, but it is more than that. It is a whole home cleaner. And here we go. So as we look at these tiles, this is something you've never seen before 13 years. It's kind of a torture track, all right? This is road tar, okay? And what I want you to see when I spray this road tar, before I even get there with the rag, Sandra, I want you to see how it's emulsifying that tar, breaking it down at the molecular level. I will wipe this all off in a second, but that's the power here.
That's tar.
That is tar.
Real tar.
Literally. Motor oil, okay? My good buddy owns a lawnmower service, mainline mower. Thank you, Bill, appreciate you. I said, give me the nastiest old motor oil you have. There it is. Look how it's breaking down that motor oil before I even get to it. Now, I'm going to come in, I'm going to wipe it up. There's that tar, it is gone. Here is the motor oil. It is gone, emulsified, broken down, gone and gone for good. That's what GP66 does. But I'm not done. Look here. Restaurant fry oil. I have another buddy who owns a restaurant. I said, give me your old, yucky, disgusting fry oil from your fryer. That's what that is. Bacon grease. Look at me, you know I love bacon. Look how those get broken down before I even get there with a rag. And I'll just do a little bit. Look how that's all broken down, Sandra. It emulsifies the nastiest of the nasty grease.
But it's not just things like that you would find on your floors. Like literally you can clean your leather with this. Or how about this permanent marker?
This, I'm gonna say air quote permanent marker, Sandra, because this was permanent until GP66. And then I know you and I have talked about this. You know my wife, she's had this issue, lipstick. You have seconds to start treating lipstick or you're in trouble. Look how it breaks down that lipstick before I even get there. And once again, I'll come back through with a rag and you'll see there's the permanent marker, gone. And then here's the lipstick. And I just want to break it down a little bit on the corner, just so you see how it breaks it down. Lipstick is a grease-based stain. Sandra, that's what GP66 does better than anything out there.
I like that it's called the Green Miracle, because when you use GP66, you do feel like it's a miracle. You cannot believe all the elbow grease you've wasted over time, or all of the things you've thrown away. Like in my case, I'll tell you about it later, but this shirt, my favorite shirt, I was telling Scott off camera how everything failed except for GP66. Now, I love this.
To that point, real quick, you said earlier, you know the Frost Guard, obviously, a wildly popular product here. I always say the only thing worse than not having a Frost Guard is having a Frost Guard and forgetting to use it. Same thing with GP66.
Well, I'll just tell you what
Sorry,
happened.
you did the same thing. As I clean, you tell the story, okay?
So I have this shirt bought on QVC about 5 years ago, side stitch. Remember that brand? Shirts are all over $100. They're awesome. It's my favorite shirt. I got something on it. It was like a combination of, it seemed like rubber cement and like crazy glue. Like, I don't know what it was. For a month, it sat in my laundry room. I tried alcohol. I went to the store in the laundry aisle. I tried an adhesive remover from the Depot store. Nothing worked. Now, this story, I hand up, 100% true, because it almost does. I almost said to my husband, we're not going to tell it. No one's going to believe it. This is a true story. I was making my toast this morning, watching on my QVC app Jane Tracy from her midnight presentation present this, and all of a sudden it hit me. I never put GP66 on that shirt. I ran and I got it. I stood at my kitchen island. It came off. The glue, whatever it was, came off. My husband comes down the steps and I go, GP66? I have goose. Took this off my shirt. He goes, are you kidding me? I go, it's the today's special value. He goes, you better tell that story. I go, no one will even believe it.
I know it's
Literally
true.
this morning.
You texted it to me. I know it's true, and I believe Adam.
I mean, but that's the thing. For all of those pieces of clothing that you feel like you have to throw away, the grease stains. How about setting grease stains on clothing? We've all been there.
100%. And the funny thing is, you look at this carpet real quick. So this is an illustration of your point. You have that stain somewhere on your carpet. This is the same carpet, okay? This is what it looks like. We soaked this with soy sauce, brown and gravy, mud, and coffee. I would assume way worse than anything that's in your own home. I am not agitating this with a brush. I'm not doing anything other than spray it. It brings it back to the original color.
I appreciate you saying what's on here, because I cannot underscore this enough. Our demo stains are worse than they would be in your home.
No joke.
Not better, so it comes off easily, and then you're like, but it won't work in my house. No, these are worse stains that would ever be in your house.
If you in one day spilled brown and gravy, soy sauce, mud, and coffee all in one spot, that's a bad day.
Okay, the reason I have GP66 in the first place is because of this.
Yeah, and because a lot of people don't know this. These are what are called grease traps. They sit underneath the hood of your oven or microwave, and they literally trap grease, because grease goes everywhere and anywhere when you cook. They're about $8 or $9, but the biggest problem, Sandra, is that you have to go custom order them. You've got to find the label of your appliance, go online, figure it out, make sure it's the right size, and order it. You don't have to do any of that when you have GP66. You just clean it, drop it in the water, see how that grease emulsifies, gets lifted off the grease trap. There go the stains, there goes the grease, there goes the odors, gone.
And there it goes. So think about all of that stuff that you can't get clean, from car seats to walls, from my favorite shirt, which was made of tencel, that's a more delicate fabric, to tile.
Yeah, watch this. Okay, this is spray paint, all right? There's no way around this, spray paint. We call this a TikTok stain. Not because of the app, but don't breathe it in, but because you have seconds
for this.
Oh, that
is spray paint.
It is, it's real spray paint. Let me be very clear. You have seconds to start cleaning this, or it's gonna be permanent. The only way you're getting it out is if you're throwing it out. Look how GP66 breaks down that spray paint on contact. This turns a catastrophe into a very manageable solution. See how we're going here? Just again, streams of it, just breaking it down all the way. That is spray paint, Sandra. Think about that, spray paint. And as I come back through, we'll get all of that off just by using the GP66. No scrubbing, no steel wool, no nothing.
If you take spray paint off, you think it's not gonna like just take off some dirt from your outdoor furniture or mold? 15,000 ordered today. Before we go any further, Scott, I wanna remind everybody.
Yeah, please do.
You are literally paying for 1.5, but you are getting 3. These should be about $20 a piece. We are doing them for $11.66 a piece. It is a wild, wild value. Now, we've talked about crazy bad stains, right? Burnt stains, but it's also good for everyday cleanup. One of the most expensive things in our home is our woodwork. Anyone who's tried to renovate a kitchen knows how much cabinets cost. You can, in many cases, make your cabinets look brand new again.
Whether they're dark or light, there's going to be a film on there. That comes from cooking up things like bacon, fish. The grease goes everywhere, gets in the air and lands on everything. Here's what I want you to do in your own home. First thing you do when you get it home, get a white cloth, spray this on, careful, I don't want to spray it on you. So get a white cloth when you get home, spray it on your cabinets. You know that film you see there, even on light cabinets, but what I'm gonna do here is wipe this down with that white cloth, okay?
Now, is that hurting my wood at all?
Not at all, in no way, shape, or form, all good to go no matter what cabinets. Now, before I turn this over, I know what your thought is. You know what, you just put a solution on here so it looks shiny. Who cares, Scott? Yeah, until you see that. That's the grease, the grime, the odors that are built up on your cabinets that you didn't even realize were there. And you know, you got light cabinets, like white or cream colored cabinets. They look a little filmy. You're like, what happened? It's because you need GP66 to get that grease and
That's
grime
right.
off.
That's absolutely right. I'm going to grab my Primula that's
please
coming
do,
up,
yeah.
which is a value.
We love
like
Mark Charles
today's-
Vasili,
Exactly.
absolutely.
All right, where are we headed next?
So this came from, as you already know.
Wait, okay,
you
I
know
have to
what
tell you
this is,
something. I was watching your presentation from last night on my phone. When Jane was cleaning this is when I grabbed my shirt.
Yes,
For
understood,
real.
yeah, 100%. So this is Jane Tracy's, what we like to say, game-used makeup mat. She uses this all the time before she goes on air. She gave this to us for the day. You saw her clean it, and this is her blush, foundation, all those things. What I'm going to do here, because remember, makeup is like a grease or oil-based stain. So just gonna spray it on the middle. Would you do me a little favor, Sandra? Just hold this a little tight, the mat itself.
Yeah, sure.
Just hold this side so I can come across here.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Look at this.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay, yeah, it's a silicone mat. That's all the makeup,
Wow,
the
look at
crud,
that.
all the junk, the hairspray, everything. That's why so many hosts here have it in their dressing rooms.
So you know what? I have used it for so many things, including laundry stains. But I didn't think to use it on my favorite shirt. The thing, and it worked great this morning, the thing about GP66, I'm going to tell you, you have to remember to use it because it's not just like the thing in the laundry aisle or the thing in the floor care aisle. Machinery, floors, vehicles, walls, leathers, pots and pans, rugs, what else? The laundry, of course. Like, it is a better, truly, a better stain remover for your laundry than pretty much anything you buy that says laundry stain remover.
Yeah, because as you know, I reached out to all the hosts before this airing, before the day, and I said, how do you use it? The overwhelming, almost all of you said, foundation, makeup on your collars, on your shirts, okay? Now, I understand it's not removing it straight away here, but it's a pre-treater. So you rub it in there, because remember, it's an oil and grease-based stain. Then you put it in the laundry. You can still send it to the dry cleaner with GP66 on. You just throw this in the laundry, and you're good. And whether you wash it today or 6 days from now, it goes to work on that makeup. You will be shocked how your collars look.
Actually, you know our friend Russell, who
yes,
used
absolutely.
to be makeup artist at QVC with Lug.
Yep.
He uses this on everything. He's a makeup artist. Do you know how much makeup spill? In fact, I think years ago, he's the one who was like, you got to get the GP66. And I'd actually been presenting
Tell
it.
Russell I owe him some bottles. Thank you. I love you so much.
Okay, where are we headed
next?
next?
But speaking of that, this was something else that came from that type of a story.
Yeah.
These are the chairs that the models use here.
I was going to say, I know these chairs very well.
We know these chairs. We use them here in the studio. Years ago, they're expensive. A lot of the people here at Sets of Props are saying, gosh, the makeup, the hairspray, the oils are getting on these chairs and they're not looking good for on air. No problem. What we do here is we put GP66 because it's leather, there's no worries whatsoever. I am not going to agitate this with a rag. All I'm going to do is spray the GP66.
Like for car interiors?
Oh, absolutely. That's the foundation, the body oils, the sweat, the makeup, all the things that get on these chairs. Well, the biggest compliment I can pay GP66 is that now I see bottles of this all over the set here at QVC for this exact reason. It cleans everything.
And that's why I'm saying,
that looking good.
When you get this home, please remember you have 3 bottles and use it on everything. Because you might be still grabbing that old laundry cleaner, grabbing that. It works in ways we can't even tell you. Like there's just so many different applications. You are getting 3 bottles for $11.66 a bottle instead of about $20 a bottle. It is literally 3 bottles for about the price of 1.5. I'm gonna follow my friend Scott over here. Scott, we showed a little bit in the kitchen, but for the bathroom, like we think about grease stains. Okay, yeah, kitchen and laundry, but the bathroom.
It's insane. You've already seen, what, 6, 7, 8 different surfaces will do the bathroom. But the thing I want to remind you about that is so important, that makes me so happy and proud to say, made in the USA. This is a great American company out of Baltimore, Maryland. The Kaplangas family, 3rd generation family. Awesome people, so proud to be here, so proud and so grateful for all 3 million of you that have dialed in over the past 13 years. But the big story is, you know you're getting a name and a family that you can trust. They do not make GP66 and waffle irons. They make GP66 and nothing else. It started out in 1966. Jimmy, the
where the 66
patriarch,
comes from?
It is. That's exactly right. You'll see the picture coming up. That's the patriarch and then the son. Sadly, we lost the patriarch Jimmy a few years ago. One of the finest human beings I've ever met. Was always so proud to be here. But the whole family, that's the family there, working, packing it together. You can believe in this. You are sending money and sales to a great American family. They're so proud to be here, so grateful for all of your purchases. And they also just have a great product, because remember, this started in 1966 in 55-gallon drums in the world's largest restaurant chains, world's largest